Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Coinx, and in today's video we are going to be looking at the new features in Izotope Ozone 11. Alright guys, so now let's see what's new in Ozone 11. First, we have the new clarity model. Clarity model adaptively maximizes the spectral power of your tracks, and this results to a more clearer and professional sounding track. And also, it's a great tool to rescue muddy or dull mixes.
CoinxDaProducer.
Before we continue, it is very important to get your mix right as close as you can and not rely 100% on tools like this to magically, fix issues in your mix. So looking at the interface, you can see that it's very simple and user-friendly. Over here, they now have a delta mode, which allows you to only listen to the processed sound. Let me quickly show you. So let's engage it. So what you just heard is the processed sound, then followed by the cutoff frequencies. This is for the low and this one is for the high. They are used to determine both the upper and lower cutoff frequencies for action range. What that simply means is you use this to set the area to be processed on that sample, usually the high frequency area of any sample you are using it on. The next we'll be looking at is an interesting one. It is called stem focus. But before we go further, let's head down to the official site and see what they said about it. And as you can see, they said stem focus harnesses the power of AI to rescue problematic mixes in ways that were previously impossible. Apply any ozone model to an isolated stem to control the internal balance of a mixed file with mind-blowing precision. So which means you can now make corrections on an already mixed and mastered wave file. Let's say you have a track that you've mixed and mastered, then you now discover that maybe the kick is too loud, the bass is too loud, the vocals is too thin and low. It's no longer a problem. With this tool, you can now easily isolate that particular element and readjust it. So guys, let's have a little demonstration. I'll be using this track here, and I'm engaging the clarity and the EQ. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if I can brighten the vocal and at the same time cut down the excessive low frequency on the vocal. The first thing I need to do is under clarity, let me engage this. I will just click on this icon where they drew a head and engage it. And if you look over to the extreme here, you will see it tells you what you engaged. So if you switch to the next, it says drums, the next is the bass, and the first one is the full mix. So
only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can. Only you can do what...
Sorry about that, guys. So what I actually did was, on the clarity, I engaged the vocals, I brightened the vocals, and I came to the EQ section. I cut down the low and added more presence to this section. It's just a random adjustment, nothing serious. Let's engage delta to hear what we isolated.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you.
And this is before.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord.
And this is after.
Only you can do what nobody has done.
So I don't know if this lagging will allow you really hear the difference, but this AI stem focus feature is interesting. So guys, that's it. The next is the transient and sustain feature. What this tool does is gives you the ability to separately enhance or adjust the transient or sustain of any signal you are working on. So let me show you with this demonstration. As you can see, I'm using an EQ, and the beautiful thing is almost all the model have this feature. So I'm using this EQ, and all I did was to come over here. As you can see, you see the stereo, the mid side, the left and the right, the transient and sustain. Now I want to listen to only the transients, so I'll come over to this section, make sure it is engaged. You click on it. If you want to switch to sustain, you just click on the sustain, it will switch to it.
Only you can do what nobody has done.
So what you're listening to right now are the transients from the audio. In this case, I'm just trying to use an EQ to enhance more of the frequency within this region.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can.
As you can hear, it's very subtle, but it really brought out the transients in that frequency region. Now, let's head down to the sustain.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord.
I just boosted this area, and mind you, this is just a random settings I'm doing just to demonstrate to you guys. So that brings us to this point. Just make out time, download the trial. If you don't have the budget to buy the plugin yet, download the trial and do these tests yourself so that you have a first-hand experience. The next feature we'll be looking at is the upward compress. Is a new feature that they introduced in their maximizer, which means now you can boost quiet sections while preserving the fast transients. And as you can see on this diagram, this is the section they have the upward compress. So let's quickly head back to the door and see how it works. And as you can see here, I added a little bit of gain to the entire track, like 6 dB, and I gradually boosted the upward compress to bring up all those hidden details, maybe from the instruments or from the vocal or backup. You know, it all depends on the track you're working on. So, but this is just for the demonstration. All right, so let's preview.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can. Only you can.
And as you can see, this area is bringing it up. So let's engage the delta and see what we are really bringing up. You know, that is quiet.
Only you can do yes, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can.
And this is what makes this plugin a game changer. Once I engaged it, I can now hear that it's boosting the shaker, a little bit of the guitar, acoustic guitar, the low end frequency of it, and the mid section of the lead voice. So guys, that is pretty much about the new feature they introduced in their maximizer. The next feature we'll be looking at is assistive vocal balance. And according to the site, it says achieve the clear, perfectly balanced vocals that will bring out the emotion in your music. Through analyzing hundreds of top songs, our master assistant learned how to sit the vocals in the mix, and with our new AI checker, you never have to worry about levels again. So let's head back to the door and try that out and see. So to engage this vocal rebalance, you need to go through this assistant panel here. So you click on it, but I've done that before, so all we need to do is just to relearn. So once we relearn, we'll play back the audio.
Only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can.
Now it's done analyzing. We are not going to use all these things. All we need is this one right here, the vocal balance. So I'll deactivate all these ones, and we'll now use this vocal balance. But as you can see here, it reduced the volume a little bit. So which means in the original track, the vocals is a little bit louder based on this result we are seeing here. So let's have a quick listen.
Only you can do what nobody has ever done, Lord. Only you can say what nobody can say. That's why I say, only you can do what nobody has done, Lord. Only you can do what nobody can.
So guys, I'll be wrapping it up here. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like, feel free to comment, And don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for future videos. See you guys in the next one. Bye for now.